Hello, my name is Andrea Auger, and today I'll be presenting a lighting design of the show Mother Hicks by Susan Cedra, and I proudly represent Troop 6878. Mother Hicks takes place in a small town called Ware, Illinois during the Great Depression, more specifically the 1930s. This story focuses on three characters in the show: Tuck, who is deaf and is the narrator of the story; Girl, who is an orphan and is raised by the town; and Mother Hicks, who is suspected by the town to be a witch. Through sign language, Tuck tells the story of how these three characters come together and help each other through troubled times. Here is my vision board. When I first read the script of Mother Hicks, I knew that my design had to lead more towards realism, meaning that in each scene I would have to show the audience daytime and nighttime, meaning I would have to mix with my cool and warm tones. Here I have my research of the time period, some texture inspiration, and color palette. With the time period being the Great Depression, I wanted the intensity of my general wash to be about a 75%, just to give the audience the sorrow mood during this time. With texture, I didn't want the stage to look so flat, so with gobos that always improves. And then my color palette, as you can see, I have my ambers and my cool tones. And then moving on, here are the pictures of the daytime and nighttime comparison. With the daytime, my intensity levels of my lights were about a 75%, showing the audience how it was much brighter outside, and during the scene, and with my ambers coming into play, showing that as well. And then with nighttime, my intensity levels were about at 65%, and my psych light was blue. So that indicated the audience that the scene was taking place during night. With this show, I use the McCandless method a lot. The McCandless method is when one light is being angled at a 45-degree angle and another being angled at a 90 degrees. With this, my catwalk lights are angled at a 45-degree and my side lights are angled at a 90-degree. My catwalks are gelled with amber, and my side lights are gelled to be white. With this, I have my cools and my warms together, and that creates dimension on the actor. Here is Tuck and the ensemble. With Tuck and the ensemble, they are the narrators. They are the ones that are guiding the audience through this story. So that whenever they were on stage, they were the main focus. Obviously, we had transitions going on the stage, so those areas were out. But wherever Tuck and the ensemble was, the light would be on them and the main focus would be on the ensemble. But sometimes Tuck would be by himself. As you can see on the top right, the ensemble is in silhouette. And these times, Tuck is by himself. So with that, he is showing his emotions through body language and facial expressions. So with that, I gave more intensity on Tug and put them in silhouette just so the audience could feel the emotion that Tug is expressing. Here is my lighting plot. With my lighting plot, at the bottom you can see I have 4 intelligence. On the side there I have my side lights. In the middle are my catwalk lights, and above that is my scoops and my Fresnels that I use as my general wash. My intelligence I used for programming when we did the show at my school, and then when we started rehearsing for regionals, I used mainly my catwalk lights. So I'd go up to the catwalk and angle them so all 6 areas were being used. And then here are my gobos. These 2 gobos I used for the witching scene. With this scene, as you can tell, there is a pop of bright red in the background. That indicates the audience that this is a very intense scene. As you can tell, there is a hint of white and blue in there. The white is lighting up the girl's face and it's giving her a more sick and pale tone. In this scene, she was by a river and she had pneumonia. So to have the illusion of water being reflected onto her, I diffuse the gobos, the 2 gobos, one was blue and one was white. I diffused them and edged them out together to give texture and that illusion of water. And then here is my haze machine. With the haze machine, I used for the entrance of Mother Hicks. This entrance was very important because it was the first time Mother Hicks was being introduced to the audience. The scene was taking place in a graveyard, and so in order to give that audience the more spookier, we used blues and whites, and with that haze, it just gave that more intense and scary mood. And that will be all for my presentation. Thank you for watching.